All right, I want to welcome you back to this part of the video training. In this training, I'm going to show you how you can create a ton of content from just a couple of articles. I'm going to give you some resources and show you what you need to do to be able to survive and be able to thrive and create massive amounts of backlinks, driving your site to the top of the search engines without worrying about Google slaps or duplicate content or anything like that. So if that sounds cool with you, then let's go ahead, let's get started with the training. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to do content spinning. And you've probably heard of content spinning, and you may even have heard of the software that we use, which is called the Best Spinner. But basically what it can do is you can take one article or a piece of content and you can make it completely unique and turn it into hundreds of other articles. So this is how we are able to generate a massive amount of backlinks, is because we create a ton of these articles by doing the spinning. And so an example here of, now this is kind of a cheesy example, but everything that you see in these brackets, every time that this thing is spun, it's going to pick out one of those words, and as a result, it's going to look completely different. So in other words, in this sentence, the first time that it's spun, it may say the dog is gray, you know, and the next time it may say the cat seems red, or the bird looks white, you know. And so whenever you put all these different variations and you spin it on a larger scale, the content looks completely unique. Now, most people do spinning all wrong, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to be able to do it and be able to get the most and be the most effective by doing a good quality spin. So basically, spinning will take the words into brackets and give the content a different variation. It will give it a synonym. So you're going to need some software. It's extremely cheap. There are some free versions out there as well. You've got Spinner. I think it's Spinner Chef that does content spinning, and you've also got the Best Spinner. And there's several other free applications and softwares out there that will do spinning, but I recommend using the Best Spinner because it's hands down the best software that's out there that I have tested. And I've used this, and I've used several other pieces, and nothing comes close to the Best Spinner. And you can pick it up at bestspinner.us. So that's www.bestspinner.us. And yes, that is a cleverly disguised affiliate link. I'll be able to take my wife out for a burger if you buy it from me. But even if you don't want to, you can go to thebestspinner.com. It's no big deal. See, we're all about full disclosure here. So anyway, you go to thebestspinner.com. You can buy it without paying, without me getting paid an affiliate link. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. I just recommend that you get the software because it's hands down the best software that you'll use for spinning content. I'm going to show you how it works here in just a second. So first of all, let's talk about duplicate content, because a lot of people are saying a lot of garbage, a lot of crap out there about duplicate content, about getting dinged and all this other stuff. So a lot of people are getting overly concerned about duplicate content, and part of the problem is because they're not spinning their articles like they should. So here's the top ways, in my opinion. Now this is just me, and this is based on what all the test results that I've done. The word count of your article is the #1 thing that points to Google and says, all right, this is the same article. So what we want to do is, whenever we are spinning our articles, we want to have a variation in the word count of our article. So what we'll do is instead of just spinning the same amount of words, we will spin sentences to where they're blanks. And what I mean by that, and I'll show you how this works in just a second, but instead of it always putting a sentence in the article, we will alternate it to where ever so often it'll put a blank sentence in there. It won't include that particular sentence. So in other words, this is going to alter the word count, and it's going to change the way your article looks completely. The next thing is using the same HTML. If you're using HTML and if you've got the same word count, you got the same HTML, you got the same links, and you're all linking to the same page, these are red flags that's going to let Google know that, hey, you're trying to milk the system. So I want you to think about what looks natural in Google's eyes. You know, having duplicate content is not a terrible thing. And the reason I say that is if you look at the news, like a lot of the news websites, like when a story breaks or something like that, just type in whatever the latest headline is, like the latest celebrity gossip, whatever it is. Maybe Kim Kardashian and whatever is going on in her life now. But, you know, just type that in and you'll see like tons of sites that have the same article posted, but there's just a little bit of a variation. There's a little bit of a different spin to the article. So they're all reporting basically the same thing, but it's said in a different way. So what you can do is you can actually quote sites as sources and then put a blurb about, you know, about what your thought process is about it or what your opinion is of it. So for example, in the real estate niche, now I keep using that a lot. You'll see that I use that a lot in this video training because that's what I'm in. You know, you can I've quoted like news stories in some of my blog posts about, you know, foreclosure reports or foreclosure rates or, you know, something to do with the housing market or the economy or whatever. You'll see that I quote some of those people in those stories, and you'll see that I'll even link to those people in those stories. All that's doing, that's giving you even more authority. You're not copying the same article and you're not, you know, blasting that same article out trying to get links. There's a big difference there. So what you want to do is you want to use the news and you want to use those sources that come out with these reports and whatnot. You want to use them to your advantage, but you want to put your own little spin if you're using it on your money sites. But what we're talking about here is we're talking about you taking one article and being able to spin it effectively and blast it out to all the and syndicate it out to all the different channels and be able to reap the rewards of having all those backlinks pushing your site to the top of Google. So these are the top ways that people get hit for duplicate content, and it notifies Google that, hey, this person's trying to spam the search engines. This person's trying to milk the system. It's word count of your article using the same HTML and linking to the same pages. We're going to completely. I'm going to show you how to completely do away with all this. And I've even got a plugin that will help you if you're using WordPress websites as your as your money site. I've even got a WordPress plugin that I called Ready Links. And this is really cool because I'm going to show it to you in one of the next videos. It comes part of this page one syndication package that you've got. But this Ready Links plugin, you'll be able to enter your keywords all within your WordPress dashboard, and it will spit out your anchor text all in a HTML ready format. Also, you can take and you can say, I want to export all of my links, and you can export all those in just a text file. And then you could turn around and you could put those links into your other software programs that we're going to be showing you later on. But I'll get more into the plugin here in a little bit. But let's move on. So what's the big secret? The secret is that you can spin the following. You can spin HTML code. You can spin YouTube videos or any kind of video for that matter that you can embed. You can spin videos into your content. You can spin your links. That way you're not linking to the same exact page. That way you can have a link to the main part of your homepage, and then you can link to a deep link on your site, like maybe an article or a category on your site. You can include and spin image files, so you can go to some of the image sharing sites, find images, and you can spin those images in your content to make it look completely unique. You can also spin the paragraph and sentence length, and that's going to completely change your word count. So basically what you can do is you can make these articles look as unique as you want them to. You know, you're going to be able to see these articles. You'll see these articles, and they won't read the same. They'll look completely different, and they're going to look completely different in the eyes of the search engines as well, and therefore allowing you to syndicate it out to all these different channels, all these different networks, and reap the rewards of having a ton of backlinks pointed at your website. So let's quit talking about it and let's actually dive into the best spinner. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to open up the best spinner, and we're going to go through and I'm going to show you exactly how we're able to do this, and you're going to be blown away at how you're able to take one article and literally have it blasted out and get a ton of backlinks pointed at your website. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back in just a second when we open the best spinner. All right, you can see here I have opened up the best spinner, and I've actually opened up a article that I have gotten from one of my virtual assistants. Now, here's the way that I do it, and I've tried all kinds of different variations, and this seems to have worked what's best for me. And don't freak out if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta hire people, blah 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 blah. Don't worry about all that just yet. Okay, just hear me out. This is the system that I'm using. This is what's worked best for me. But also keep in mind, I've got about probably 10 different niches that I'm working right now trying to get ranked. So there's a lot of content being pushed out, and so don't be overwhelmed with when I'm telling you how my operation works right now. So basically, I've got between 2 and 3 spinners, and basically I've hired these people from the Philippines. And I found them from a site called onlinejobs.ph. I'll include a link in here. Basically, you can hire these people for anywhere from $2 to $3 an hour. Typical person that I've hired makes anywhere from $250 to $300 a month, and that's them working 40 hours a week. So notice I said $250 to $300 a month for 40 hours a week. Okay, so that's a lot of man hours that I'm getting for very little amount of money. Now, you can also go to Fiverr.com, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a future video about how to find some people to outsource some of your content. And Fiverr's a great resource. I've hired people from Fiverr before, but for me, it just worked out better for me to hire a couple of people as full-time writers, because I was always, like, for me, like I have so many projects going on, like I always needed another piece of content, and it always ended up being like, if I hired somebody by the job through Odesk or through Fiverr, it always ended up being the project was late, and I was always trying to figure out where the project was at. So the way that I have it now, I have a program called Basecamp. Basecamphq.com, I believe, is the website. And basically what I do is I give them assignments. So I have 2 to 3 people working for me. The reason I say 2 to 3 is the third one is kind of on the outs right now, so I'm looking for someone to replace them. So normally I would have 3 people working for me. The first person writes the original article. Okay, they write the original article for me. The second person goes in and does the rewrite for me, and I'll tell you my whole formula for the rewrite, and I'll even give you a PDF that you can find below here. And this is exactly what I hand them. This is exactly what I say that I want. So the second person does a rewrite of the article, and then the third person goes back in and spins it on a word or phrase level. So basically, again, the first person writes the article, writes the original article. Typically, it's between 300 to 500 words in length, typically. And the second person goes in and they do a spin, but they only do it on a sentence level. So they rewrite it. They rewrite each sentence, and they rewrite all the titles. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. Then the third person goes back in and they get that article and they go back through and spin and give me 3 to 5 synonyms per word or phrase. And what you get is what you're looking at right here. This is one of the articles. And I want you to take, I'm going to give you some basic tips on using the best spinner. I'm going to show you what most people do and why they fall short. And I'm going to show you how I'm able to do this and how I teach my people to do these particular articles. And you'll see the results. So if you'll look, I don't know if you're familiar with the best spinner or not, but if you look down here, you can see this will tell you the amount of words that you have, and it will tell you how unique your article is. I want to strive to get above 80%. I want a minimum of 80%, okay? I will not blast it out unless it's above 80%. And I want each of these articles to try to stand on their own. I want them to be as unique as possible. So as you can see, with a 95% uniqueness, I can blast this article around to several different websites using several different platforms or using several different softwares like Article Blast. I can use them for Web 2.0 sites. I can use these articles all over the place, and I'm never going to get dinged as duplicate content because look, it's 95% uniqueness. This does take work. This will take take some work on your writer's behalf. But if you set this up in the beginning and train them how to do this, and all you have to do is just give them my document. Okay, give them my document. And if you're looking for people to do this on a full-time level or a full-time basis, you want to do some searches on this site called onlinejobs.ph. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and open it up right here. Let's see here. Let me open up another browser. This is a Philippine website, and basically you can go in here and you can do a search. So some of the searches that I would look for is article spinners, and I would also look for unique article wizard, because a lot of the people that unique article wizard has been around forever, and it was one of the first platforms for using this spinning mechanism and blasting it to these different article directories. So people are familiar with unique article wizard. So a lot of the people that have spun for unique article wizard will know how to do the writing of your article, and you just hand them the PDF, and they'll know how to roll with it. Now you can also I've also hired people on Fiverr.com, and I've paid them $5 to do one of these super spun articles, and literally this takes work, but people are willing to do it for $5. Okay, so I urge you to not to get caught up in thinking you have to do this on your own, because you're going to spend so much time, and your time is so much better spent creating joint ventures with other people and focusing on your marketing and doing the things that really matter in your business that's really going to bring you money in. This is one of those tasks that can be handled by somebody for a $5 to $10 an article, and you're going to be able to blast this out to so many people. I mean, I know you can afford $5. So be sure to not let that get into in the way, and just hand them, like I said, hand them my PDF document, and that way they'll know exactly what you expect for these particular articles. And you're looking at this one, 95% uniqueness, and I'm going to blast this article out to several different blog networks and also several different article directories. Now, I want to kind of walk you through the basics of the best spinner and kind of show you what most people do and what most people think of when they think of spinning, okay? And this is kind of some of the stuff that you kind of have to watch out for when you're hiring people, and what you don't want to fall into the trap of just saying, oh, screw it, I'll just do a half-assed attempt on it. That don't work. I mean, you've got to put some effort into this, and the best thing to do is outsource it. Outsource it to people that are actually good at it. And you may have to go through a couple of people to find the person that you really gel with, and that's okay, but it'll be worth it in the long run. So I want to look at an article that's not been spun. This is something, you notice I've got several tabs here, and the reason I've got these tabs opened is because I'm trying to teach you different things in each version. So I wanted to just open up 4 different tabs, and that way I could show you different things within the best spinner. This is an article that I had wrote a while back, and I actually wrote this article myself. So you can see this article here is not spun. It's just a regular article. And what most people do when they think of spinning is they load the article up in here in the best spinner, and you've got all these different tabs that will automatically rewrite the article for you. So here's this one, auto rewrite, and then you got this auto select synonyms. What this will do is, if you click this button right here, this is going to go through and it's going to select synonyms automatically for the words or phrase. And you can basically set this up to where it'll select them for words and phrases or phrases only. And you can pick the number of synonyms you want to use. And then you can do like every word or phrase, every other word or phrase, or every third word, or every fourth word. Okay? So, and then you can click this auto select inside spun text. I always make sure that's checked. So you click auto select and it goes through and it spins your article, okay? And this used to be good enough. This used to be okay to get a decent spin. However, it's not cutting it anymore. As you can see with this particular article, just me doing that, this thing is 25% unique, 336 words, okay? So we don't want to do that. We want anywhere from 80% and up is what I recommend. So I'm going to click the undo button. Something else that you can do here is they have, with the best spinner, they have my favorites. So basically what they do is they collect data from all their users for their synonyms. And so you can go in and replace all the words with everybody's favorites. So what people use the most and what people have used as their favorite words, then you can click that little star and it will replace the words and synonyms with everybody's favorites. Let me show you how it works. So I'm going to just select everything and I'm going to click everyone's favorites, and you can choose you want the best option and keep the original word, and you click replace and you're going to see this thing do its magic here. I got to log in here again. Something else too, you can use 2 active logins at this time. You can use 2 active logins of the best spinner. So you can use it as well as one of your virtual assistants, or you can have 2 VAs that just handle it for you. So as you can see here, I think I am logged in now. So I'm going to click everyone's favorites again. We're going to try this all over. I'm going to click replace, and well, it's not letting me log in for some reason. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to log in, and then we're going to see if we can get this thing to working. Okay, maybe it logged me in here. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to pause the video, see what we got to do to log in, and I'll be right back. Okay, for some reason, the everyone's favorites, there's a glitch or something with it. Maybe one of my virtual assistants is logged in at the same time that I'm trying to log in, but for some reason, this is not working right now. Normally, what would happen is if you just highlighted this and you clicked everyone's favorites, it would replace everybody's favorites that they had selected, and it would automatically do that. So these are some of the things that most people use, like just a couple of these buttons, and like the auto select and everyone's favorites, and they spin these documents that way. And so that's completely the wrong, that's completely the wrong way of doing it. You can look right here in this article, we're looking at 94% uniqueness, as I already showed you, and where you've got this one that's 313 words that has no uniqueness. This is just a plain Jane article, and we can convert it into this by simply doing some rewrites and adding some spins to it. I just wanted to show you what most people do when most people think of spinning. That's the one thing that they think of is going through and just hitting this auto select and being done with it. That's not the way it works. So what we're going to do is, number one, we are going to want to spin on a title level. So I'm going to bring up my little PDF here, and this is something you're going to be getting. And this is something that I hand off to my people that I hire to write my articles for me, and I'm going to give this to you as well. This is something, like I said, I just give it to them. First of all, the articles must be a minimum of 300 words and up to 500, even 600 words in length. The more, the better, okay? But what I found is a lot of the blog networks that's out there, a lot of the blog networks have a minimum of 300 words per article. That's pretty much a standard deal. Some of them are 250, but most of them are around 300. I want the articles to be readable, obviously. I don't want it to be just a bunch of garbage and be a bunch of just a big mess. I don't want that, okay? And they must make sense to the English language. So here's what we do. We rewrite each title 10 times. Okay, so basically what would happen is, let me go back to the best spinner. let's say here, let's just make us up a title, and selling houses made easy. This is a real estate article. So basically what we would do is we would come up with 10, number one, we'd come up with 10 different variations for this title. And basically what happens is anytime you highlight this particular word, like when I highlight this word, selling, you'll see the best spinner auto-populate, or it has some synonyms populated that you can select from. And you see we're on the word and phrase tab, so you can see I could pick, you know, any of these, and it's going to add those to my spin. You see right up here the difference that it makes with the brackets. So I'm going to deselect those because I was just showing you how that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on sentence level. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to spin on a sentence level. So basically when we're doing this, we want to look at the titles. And so in this case, if we title this Selling Houses Made Easy, I'm going to write 10 different variations of this particular title, and I want them to sound completely different if at all possible. And I'm going to write out just a couple real quick, and that way you can see what we're looking at. Okay, you get the gist of what we're doing here. I shouldn't have to type out anymore. But basically, I create 10 different variations of my title. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's right. 1, 2, 8. It's not a good thing if you can't count on camera. Anyway, 8. I've got 8 variations here. Normally, I would type out 10. I just typed out the 8 just so you would see for illustrative purposes only. So we normally do the 10 titles. I'm just going to type in title number 9, title number 10. Okay, so just so you can get the gist of what we're looking at here. Now, basically, when we do this, now you see you've got these tabs where right here where what we're working on. You got the article. What I want to do is you can go and click on Spun Article. That way you can check your spins to make sure everything looks good. So I'll click New Spin, and you can see that the titles are changing. So how to sell your house super fast, easiest way to prepare a house for resale, exact steps to marketing your home, title number 9, exact steps for marketing your home, here's how to get your house sold. You see there's a lot of variations, and that's just on the sentence level. Okay, so let me go back to the PDF here, and you'll see we're going to rewrite the title 10 times. I showed you how to do that, and they will be complete rewrites. We don't want to have any kind of footprint within our title. So then what we want to do is go back and spin the words or phrases around 5 times. Now, 5 times is kind of like, sometimes it's kind of hard to do that, but if you can get a couple of synonyms per word or phrase, then you're going to be good to go. But shoot for 5 if at all possible. So let's go back here to this. So how we would do this is once we got our 10 titles wrote out, I would just go back in, and I'm going to click the word or phrase tab right here on the bottom. I'm going to click that. Whoops, I'm going to click undo. And I hit the tab button. first of all, I'm going to highlight the first word of the sentence. As you can see, this one's selling. And when I highlight it, you can see we've got these different synonyms. So in this case, selling houses made easy is the title. So I'm going to do marketing, reselling, promoting, advertising, and marketing and advertising. You know, that's 5 good synonyms for that particular word. So then what I do is I'm going to click the tab button, and it's going to go to the next word, which is houses. So then I'm going to pick homes, properties, residence, real estate. And then I'm going to click the tab button again. It's going to go to the made easy phrase. And then you can see we've got some different variations. And we're going to click done affordably, made simple. Okay, so that's our first title. You see our first title is, we spun it. We spun on a word phrase level, and we had like 3 to 5 synonyms per one. So then we go to the next title, and then you see that it selects the phrases, the how to, and you can select how you can, the way to, the best way to, tips on how to, ways to, easy methods to. Then you got sell, and we're going to do, I'm going to pick market, promote, advertise, and then I'm going to click the tab button again. It's going to go to the next word or phrase, which in this case is your house. So it could be your home, your property, the house, your residence. Click the tab button again. It's going to go to the next phrase or word very fast, very quickly, fast. Okay, and we're just going to go through we're going to go through these 10 title variations and do this on every single variation. So we rewrite it 10 times, then we give each word or phrase around 3 to 5 different synonyms if at all possible. So then we got the easiest way, simplest way. I'm going to go through this real quick here. Something else too, if you don't see the synonyms that you want, you can always type them in right here in this little box and just simply click add. Okay, very simple to do. And remember, all you got to do is just enter the tab button. And if you want to back up, like in this case, this selected insider secrets as the phrase, you know, it doesn't give me a whole lot of variations. I'm going to click this close guarded strategies, but you can also hit the shift and tab button. And let me back up here. Let's see here. Let me take out. I'm going to highlight over this insider secrets. I'm going to delete this so we can, I'm going to show you something else real quick. Okay, so what you can do is if it selects a phrase, like in this case it was insider secrets, I can hit the shift tab button and it'll go back to the individual word. That's all I was going to say. So in this case, you got insider secrets, you got expert, specialized, you go tab, you got strategies, secrets and techniques, tricks, insider secrets. I'm just trying to get through this real quick. All right, you get the gist of what we're doing here. So again, we do 10 sentences, 3 to 5 synonyms per sentence. And you want to see how this looks, you just simply go to the spun article. You can see selling homes made simple, how to promote your residence fast, selling residence made easy, who else wants to sell their home this month, exact steps to marketing your home, expert insider secrets to flipping houses. That's one of the ones that we spun, and that makes sense. That makes sense of, and if you saw that in an article, you would be like, you wouldn't know that there was any kind of rewriting going on with that. So once we get the title done, then what we do is we move on to the body of the article. Okay, so what we want to do in this body of the article is we want to do something really, really simple, similar to what we had just done. The title part's the hard part, so now we go back to the actual content of the body content of the article, and I'm going to go back to the PDF here. So what we want to do is after we've done the titles, we want to rewrite each sentence 5 times. So again, this is what the second person on my staff does. So the first person writes the original article, then they hand it over to the rewriter. The rewriter then goes in and rewrites the titles and then rewrites the sentences. So in this case, each sentence should be rewritten 5 times. These should be completely different rewrites if at all possible. Then we're going to spin each word or phrase with 3 to 5 synonyms, just like we did in the title tags. So basically, I'd go back down here on this, click on the sentence tab, and I would pick out this sentence. I hit tab and it goes to this. Selling houses online may seem like nothing more than a pipe dream. However, it's something that is real. It's something you should be working your business towards. Okay. So what I would do is I would go in and rewrite this sentence completely and make it sound completely unique. And once we're done rewriting that particular sentence, we go back in and we're going to do that through the whole article. We're going to rewrite the whole article, 5 different variations per sentence. Then once we're done, we're going to go back in and spin on the word or phrase level. Now, something that I was stressing that you should do, and this is very important, so pay attention what I'm about to show you because this is really, really huge. One of the things that I was telling you about where people get dinged about duplicate content is the word count. So the word count. So how do you change the word count? Because this is going to change some variations in the words. But something that you can do too is you can spin a blank sentence in there. So as you can see right here where it says selling houses online may seem like nothing more than a pipe dream, what you can do is you can put your 10 variations of your sentence in there, and then you can also click this right here where it says blank. And what that's going to do is that's going to out of the 10 sentences, it's going to insert a blank one. So in some of the articles, this sentence will show up. Some of them it won't. Okay, so every 11th article, this sentence will be gone. So I do that typically on a couple of different sentences. So I'll go through and I'll pick like maybe this sentence right here, and I'll set this up as a blank. And so I'll have a couple of different blanks after we've done the rewrites, obviously, but I'll insert a blank as one of the rewrites. So that way it changes up the word count of my articles. So that way you're not going to be, Google's not going to scan this article and be like, oh, it's 409 words or 409 words in length, and it's the same as this other article. It's not going to happen. So you're going to have maybe 382, and then maybe 409, and then maybe 393. It's going to look completely different is what I'm trying to say. Very simple to do. Again, all you got to do is just click this little blank right here. That's all you got to do, and that will solve the word count. Again, titles, I can't stress this enough, 10 different variations per title. On the content of the article, you rewrite each sentence 5 times, then go back once you get those rewrites done, and then do the same thing we did on the titles where we pick out 3 to 5 synonyms per word or phrase. And then once it's all said and done, you have an article that looks something like this that's like 94 or 95% uniqueness, okay? That's how it's done. Something else that I do, if I'm posting to my own personal blog network, now some blog networks will allow you to do this. Not all of them will, but some of them will allow you to post YouTube videos. So something I'll do here too is I will go to the good old YouTube, and I will find a video. If I've got one of my own self, then I'll use it. I'll use a variation of 2 or 3 of my different videos. Or I will just type in my keyword. So in this case, real estate or real estate investing. So I type that in, and let's see here. Let me see if I can find a good video. This is a good video by Steve Cook here. Yeah, he always had some good information on real estate whenever I was up in the ranks. And so coming up in the ranks of trying to learn how to...
I'm Steve Cook with flippinghomes.com.
Learning how to flip houses. So anyway, what I would do is I would take his video, I'd click the share button, and then I would want to embed it. And since a lot of the sites like WordPress, some of the WordPress websites that you're going to be that you may have, I would recommend using the old embed code. So what I'll do is I'll grab this YouTube code and I'll copy it, and then I'll go to the best spinner, and what I'll do is I'll insert this YouTube code. Now some of your blog networks like Article Ranks and I think Authority Link Network, which we'll talk about that a little bit later on, or when we're talking about the blog networks, but some of those will allow you to actually put a link to include in your article. So some do it differently. I have my own blog network, so when I'm posting, I like to include a YouTube video whenever I can. So in this case, I would put it right here. I'd put this YouTube video, and what I would do is I would select, I would highlight this right here, and I would then turn around and go back and get another video. I would find a different one from somebody completely different. And let's see here, we've got real estate investing basics. It doesn't really matter at this point. I just want to show you how this works. So I'm going to click share, and I'm going to get this old embed code, and I'm going to copy this. Something else I'll do too is whenever I'm doing this, I'll select different sizes. So I'm going to click copy because I want it to look different. I want it to look completely different per article. And so what I'm going to do is I've highlighted the first YouTube code, and then be sure we got the sentence tab checked, and we highlight the code, and then we paste the other YouTube code in right here, and click add. And so basically what we're going to do is you'll see a variation of YouTube videos, and then what I'll do is I'll click blank. So I'll have 3 to 5 different videos plugged in here, and so that way each one of them is appearing a different video, and then on some of them it'll just appear as a blank. The video won't show. So let me just show you here. When I click spun article, I'll show you how this is going to look. I'm going to do the HTML preview so you can see this. Click new spin. You can see looks completely different when I click new spin. Very, very cool, very simple to do with the to make your article look even more unique. Now, something else that's a little bit more a little bit more tricky is using HTML. Now, if you don't know HTML, don't worry. I use a what you see is what you get editor. So I'm going to pull that up real quick, and we're going to I'm going to get these words right here: wholesale deals, subject to deals, and I'm just going to use this as an example. Let me pull up this right here. Okay, so I'm just going to paste these words in here, and I'm going to take out this. And I hope you understand how important this is, because this is going to make all the difference in the world in your articles. So what I would do here is I'm going to have bullets. I want to make these as bullets. Okay, so then I go up here to the HTML code, and I hope you can see this, but I'm just going to grab this HTML code, and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go back into the best spinner, and this that we've got highlighted on the sentence level, I'm going to paste this HTML code right there and click add, and you can see I think I deleted that couple of letters there, but you can see this is going to give us some spins with the HTML code. So I'm going to click spun article, click new spin, And you can see each time I do a new spin, you'll see you've got this lease options, subject to deals, wholesale deals. I click new spin. It's going to have a video, and then there's HTML text, or the HTML code right here. Very simple to do. And something else that I will do, excuse me, something else I will do is I'll go through and I will bold certain words. So like in this case, like where it says whatever niche you're doing deals with, your goal is to build a list of rabid buyers. So in this case, I'm just going to use rabid buyers. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll highlight rabid buyers, and I'll go in here and I will put in the code to make this bold. My HTML is not real strong, so I hope you can I hope this works out right here. This is normally I go to the HTML editor and get all my HTML code because I'm not real strong with HTML. But you see that we have highlighted rabid buyers. So this is just simple HTML stuff. And let me see if this click new spin until we see that it bolded that. Okay, you see right there where it's got rabid buyers. It's bolded. So this is how I spin, and this is how you should start spinning your documents. Now, like I said, it will require a little bit more work. However, you're going to be able to blast out to literally hundreds, sometimes even thousands of websites, and getting all these different backlinks. And each article is going to go so much further. And there's people on odesk.com, fiverr.com, and onlinejobs.ph that will do this for pennies on the dollar. So each article is going to go so much further. And I want you to just think about how much content you could be pumping out by doing this. These articles that are, that are sitting here that are like 94% unique, they go a long way. They go a real long way. Now, moving on to this right here. Let's see. Let me click on this. We also spin the links. Remember what we were talking about with that we want to go to the main page of our website, our home page. We want to link to it. We will also want to link to the categories. We also want to link to the tags and the post and the pages. That's very simple to do with a plugin that I created called Ready Links. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to use the Ready Links plugin in conjunction with the Best Spinner. And all you have to do is you upload Ready Links to your WordPress installation. It's one of the plugins. It's part of this part of the Page One syndication package. And you bring it in here to the Best Spinner, and you don't have to really think about it. Okay, but say you're not, you're not on WordPress. How do you spin your spin the URLs? So basically, what you would do is you would come in here, and this is just some basic HTML code. All right. What you would do here is you would highlight the domain. And once you highlight the domain, you want to be sure that, let's see here, highlight the domain. For some reason, it's not showing up here in the word or phrase. I don't understand that, but let me pause the video here. I may have to log back in here. Give me just a second. I don't know what happened. It was acting kind of funky, kind of crazy. But basically what you do is you just highlight the domain. And you can see it shows up right here. So you would just put HTTP, whatever your domain is. I'm just going to put in www.yourdomain.com/some page. Okay, that's just some page that you want to link to. And then I'm going to put yourseconsite.com. And you just want to have some variations, 2 or 3 variations at least on what you're linking to. And when I say variations, I mean don't just link to the home page. Link to the post, link to the page, link to the home page. Also link to the tags if you're using WordPress as well. Link to the categories as well. So then what we do once we put in all the URLs that we're going to link to, we want to then highlight this area right here where it says the keyword you're trying to rank for, and you just highlight that, and you see it shows up down here in the little box. And so then you would just type in your keywords. So keyword 2, keyword 3, keyword 4. Okay, and that's all you have to do. And then you just grab this bit of HTML code with anchor text. You just copy it, and you go back in here to your article, and you place it. Now the placement is important as well. And what I do, I do some other stuff too, but I will put my placement in different spots depending on depending on each article. But sometimes I'll have my placement like right here at the beginning of a sentence. So I'll do paste right here. Let's see here. Hit Control V to paste it. So you'll see my URL is showing up right here at the very beginning. And then sometimes I will include it like right before a period, like at the end of a sentence. Whenever you've got HTML, when you've got an anchor text within a sentence, like what I just showed you here, it's so much more powerful than what it would be if you just didn't have anything around it. Like if you're looking at like an article and somebody's writing an article about a quote somebody made, they will link to that person within the article with their name or the name of the article or whatever. Same thing here. You want to be sure to include your URL within the body of the article. You don't want to just slap it in there at the end because that's what everybody else does. Everybody else sticks it in at the end. You're not going to get as much love for it. Put it within the text. I promise you it's going to pay off big time for you if you just start putting a little extra effort. You'll see a difference in the amount of links that you have and the amount of rankings that you see in your in the search results. So this is how we do it. This is how we spin. This is step by step of the way, exactly how we get our documents prepared. And again, I've got a team of people that do it. You can hire people on Odesk or Fiverr.com to take care of this for you. Or there's another resource that I want to share with you real quick. And that service basically comes in and they will create the articles. They will spin the articles for you on the sentence level. And it's really cool. The service is called Leading Articles. And what they do is they write general articles for like just general topics type stuff. And they'll write these articles and they will do the spinning on a sentence level. And I found these to be very effective without even having to go in, without even having to spin on a word or phrase level. These variations, these spun articles work really, really well. Very good content. They crank out a ton of articles of these. And what they do is they allow, like you buy a subscription to the service. I think it's like 70 or 80 bucks, but it gives you so many credits per month, and you can go in and download these articles. And what happens is once an article is downloaded, I think it's 300 times, then they pull it from their database. So, but I mean, like these articles will go so much further. 300 times is nothing whenever you consider that this particular article, what you're looking at here, is one of the articles from this source, and you're looking at it's 96% unique, 447 words, 96% unique, and get this, the uniqueness, it's not even spun on a word or phrase level, it's just spun on a sentence level. So they go in and they do the variations like what I was talking about before. Now, you can take these articles and you could spruce them up even more by adding the YouTube videos in there like I was showing you. You can also spin some HTML code in there if you wanted to, and then spinning the variety of links in there as well. And you can blast these out to your own blog network, or you can, if you're a member of different blog networks, then you could use these. You can use these to blast to your article directories that you're a member of, and you're going to get a lot of content, get a lot of syndication out there, and get a lot of backlinks pointed at your website. So let's just look at the spun article. You can see here, let's just read through it real quick, not the whole article, but just make sure it makes sense. Choosing affiliate products that will sell. There are millions of niches and products in this world, and opportunities with affiliate marketing still exist and wait for you. Sounds like a good sentence. So click on new spin, and it's completely different. You can still make money with affiliate marketing if you know exactly what you're doing. Very, very good content right here. So the name of the site is called The Leading Articles. I'll have a link for you below this video for you to sign up if you wanted to. I'm just going to let you look at it. This is something that I just found out about actually just a week or so ago, and I've been really happy with it. I've only downloaded just 2 or 3 articles. Click on my articles here. I'm also going to, in addition to giving you the link, I'm also going to put you a sample article below here that you can download and just copy it, plug it in the best spinner, and you can see for yourself how good this article is and how good of a job that these people do. So what you do is you just go to the marketplace and click here on my articles, and you go to the marketplace and you can do a search for whatever your keyword is. So like, you know, these are general or generic type articles. So let's just do fitness. And I'm going to search that, and you can see there's articles on fitness, and it'll tell you how many numbers are available. So like in this instance, you got 210 more downloads. This means just 90 people have downloaded this particular article. Okay, cost is 1 credit, and then you've got these mini articles, and there's no limit on them, but they only cost you 20 cents or a fifth of a credit. Okay, very good service. I highly recommend that you that you look at maybe joining this if you're having trouble getting the content created, or if you're having trouble with hiring people, or you don't want to deal with all that stuff. This is an excellent way to get a lot of content created in a very short amount of time. So anyway, this is a very important piece of the puzzle. I can't stress it enough. I apologize for this video being so long. However, this is what's going to separate you from the rest of your competitors. It's what's going to allow you to get more backlinks than other people. It's what's going to allow your content to stand on its own. This is Derek Pierce. I'm going to go rest my voice, and I will see you in the next video training.